Isn't imitation the greatest form of flattery? I believe so, and it appears that Bandai Namco does too, as they draw tons of inspiration from the man himself, Yoshi-P in Final Fantasy XIV, leading the charge here with Blue Protocol. Now, we're going to be discussing in this video the inspiration, what is similar to Final Fantasy XIV, what appears to be the playbook, Yoshi-P basically saying screw the meta and delivering one of the greatest expansions known to man, Shadowbringers, to the MMO space. That's what this is going to be about, so let's say, what's up, workforce? Let's roll some beautiful gameplay footage of the upcoming Blue Protocol. Now, I've been covering some of this information over on Ginger Prime, in which that we've broken down the last 2 dev update live letters. I don't know really what to call them yet, so we're going to have to keep and come up with some kind of official terminology. In my mind, I'm defaulting to the live letter. Thus, just like with Yoshi-P and his letter for the producer lives, that seems to be a tradition that Bandai Namco is taking forward as they're delivering weekly updates as we gear up for the closed beta test for Blue Protocol. So what does all that mean? This coming Thursday, Dev Update Live Letter number 3 is going to be rolling out, and they have been just dropping an insane ton of information onto us. Now, a lot of this is being kind of gathered together by BlueProtocolDB.com. Go check out that website. Give them some love if you really want to see some awesome, well-written and translated information about the upcoming MMORPG, anime, action, or whatever, So it goes like that. That is what this game is going to be, and it appears that they're firing on all cylinders. So how do we draw the connection, obviously, to Final Fantasy XIV, other than being an MMORPG? Well, first, basically based in Japan with Bandai Namco, built on Unreal 4, you're going to play one character with access to the different classes. Unlike Korean-based MMORPGs, where the classes are gender-locked to kind of really accentuate some of the character models, you're going to see that you can play any kind of gender for the different classes. As they expand and add new classes and new skill trees and whatever they ended up deciding to do with the roadmap for this game, yeah, you can play your one character. And as an avid controller player, the game already natively features controller support from the start. Now, it's an action MMORPG, so it is different from that of Final Fantasy XIV in some extent, but the visuals and the gameplay and the pacing feel very cohesive in this world. In fact, even the zones in themselves, obviously being anime inspired, you can kind of feel some of the connection that I feel right now to Final Fantasy XIV. So why wouldn't Bandai Namco be using Yoshi-P and his roadmap and his playbook sans maybe 1.0? But that really wasn't even Yoshi-P's bag to begin with. He came in and delivered and rebuilt Final Fantasy XIV from the ground up, and doing so well. So how did Yoshi-P say screw the meta? If you guys didn't see in an interview a while ago, we covered it here on this channel. I'll try to include a link in the description if you're curious and you missed it because YouTube does what it does. Yoshi-P basically said that for Shadowbringers specifically, he said, don't worry about the Metacritic score. Typically, bonuses are attached to your Metacritic score in game development, and he reassured his devs, and they were concerned about it. They were like, oh my gosh. But what that did was psychologically, it freed them up to deliver the best expansion in MMO history, in my opinion. Now, this is such a firing on all cylinders, story and gameplay wise. They just really kind of crushed it. Now, obviously, I am a fan of Final Fantasy XIV, and I am biased to this game because I've been playing it so long, but I tell you, the emotional payoff that Shadowbringers has brought with each story patch and each piece of this puzzle, all the way up to 5.2 right now, is truly mind-blowing. I cannot tell you enough. We'll probably talk about it directly in a more focused video around Final Fantasy XIV. But in that freeing of the developers to say, screw the Metacritic score, maybe us gamers can take that into account. Maybe we can also free ourselves from the concept of meta and more. And that's where, when I look at what Blue Protocol is doing right, it is freeing itself from so much of that. Sure, there's going to be a meta, but when you look at it, you got your classes. You can play multiple classes on the same character. You got your skill trees. You can kind of build out your character the way you want. Beyond that, your weapon has levels. There are definitely different ways in which that I feel they're going to be offering, hopefully, a very satisfactory gear grind and player economy. I think one of the things that we've seen over patch, especially with the rebuilding of Ishgard and more, is more focus in on kind of the player economy, which I think unites us all in unique and interesting ways. So we've talked about controller support, we talked about the live letter delivery rollout, and more. Guys, if you haven't been paying attention to Blue Protocol, hopefully you keep it locked here to work the game. And if you feel we've earned your subscription. We hope that you hit that subscribe button. You come back for more of our video game content and coverage, as well as also check out Ginger Prime. Link should be in the description below if you're interested in more of my voice covering video games. So, what are the differences when it comes down to what is similar? And we'll be sure to kind of keep you guys updated as we learn more and more about Blue Protocol. The differences is obviously Blue Protocol is a free-to-play MMORPG, drawing inspiration from Phantasy Star Online 2. Phantasy Star Online 2 has a very fair approach to the free-to-play model, but you're going to never hear me say, yay, free-to-play. Like, it's always, what's the catch? What's the catch? Now, I am very excited about everything I've seen, everything that they're talking about with Blue Protocol, but I'm not going to let that temper my just obviously curiosity and how they're going to try to monetize this game. I'm never going to sit here and say they can't monetize the game, because if it's a good game and I want more good game, there's going to have to be some kind of cost or involved with that. So we know that it's free to play, and obviously 14 is a subscription-based MMO. We do also know that this is built off of Unreal 4, where Final Fantasy XIV is built off its own custom proprietary engine. Makes me always wonder what we see and how Square Enix evolves from here, because you see them releasing more and more games with Unreal, I guess, as more of their development team gets more familiarized with the technology and the just that in general. In fact, the adoption of Unreal in Japan is an interesting subject in and of itself, and hopefully, and we continue to see obviously more and more of that adoption as just people get more experience and the information is just translated. It comes down to just a pure translated issue. The other thing that also has me kind of concerned, especially where I think Yoshi-P has it right with the subscription-based model, it comes down to they're going to be offering, it sounds like, a season pass, seasonal content in which that you can kind of play, obviously unlock it. We've seen this time and time again with battle passes, and my current appreciation or frustration with it relates to Destiny 2. I have found that I am not enjoying a seasonal pass model for these kind of MMORPGs, where I do kind of enjoy it in like a Battle Royale or another type of game, that it just kind of feels more optional. As long as it's baked in at the beginning, at its core design of the game, I think it could end up working out, but I'm still going to hold judgment and reservation ultimately in the long run. The wrong run. Hopefully not the wrong run. Hopefully the long run, but we'll have to wait and see. So guys, what do you want to know about Blue Protocol? Let me know in the questions in the comments below. Man, I'm tripping up all over my words today. Let me know in the comments below. Let's have the conversation. Also, be sure, if you come hang out with us over on Twitch, I'll be covering the next live letter live as we do a live translation, and we'll be posting the highlights and stuff of that over on Work to Play. So we're doing this whole multi-channel thing, and we appreciate anybody who is checking out one or all three. Anyway, like I said, love to know your thoughts. Really excited to talk more Blue Protocol with you guys in the coming weeks, especially as we gear up for hopefully the closed beta. Again, we have a guide on how to register. Good luck if you are hoping to get in. I will let you know if I do as well, and hopefully we can stream some Blue Protocol and go hands-on with our controller player support. It's such a weird litmus test for me. Simple, easy. Does it work with a controller? Great. Anyway, guys, love you very much. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
$100 billion.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you're new here, you hit that subscribe button, you come back for more. I hope you hit that like button, that share button, that alpha button, that omega button. If you haven't seen that omega button on YouTube, I'd be very careful about pressing it. Only do it under dire circumstances, but you won't regret it.